Shalom, praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaRakah double honors to the apostles and elders of great most on the real world, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, necessary in truth, pushing the word to the four corners. Yeah, with I think this year really we've had the AI blowing up, and it's funny because as it's been blowing up. People have been saying like, oh, you got to be wary, but that's because as far as for this AI, it's a means of it's Esau trying to emulate the the spirit. He's basically trying to utilize his blessing, the sword, and then the modern day sword, and really the extreme of it is the missiles, the nukes, the wisdom he got with that, trying to utilize all that to essentially establish himself as a power on earth. And that, the AI is part of that. It's part, it's meant to utilize like the spirit. It will basically give him certain capabilities, which is what they're trying to develop it for. But even with that, it's only gonna get to a certain point. But I've been talking about like, oh, you need to be wary. And then I think it's more because of the Elon Musk said it. It's like, oh, the only way to beat AI is to merge with it. So it's more this, this whole view of the dangers of it feeds into what you call transhumanism. So this is on AP News. It says artificial intelligence raises risk of extinction, experts say in new warning. Scientists and tech industry leaders, including high-level executives at Microsoft and Google, issued a new warning Tuesday about the perils of artificial intelligence poses to humankind. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war, the statement said. So yeah, even saying at a point like it's life or death. It's like you can get nuked or AI can take over. So but it's also reflects on Esau because why he's he's the one who developed it. They're gonna it's gonna be the harnessing of it. That essentially is like what the means of trying to ascend. It says what Sam Altman, CEO of ChatGPT maker OpenAI, and Geoffrey Hinton, a computer scientist knows as the godfather of AI, were among hundreds of leading figures who signed a statement, which was posted on the Center for AI Safety's website. Worries about AI systems outsmarting humans and running wild have intensified with the rise of a new generation of highly capable AI chatbots such as ChatGPT. It sent countries around the world scrambling to come up with regulations for the developing technology, with the European Union blazing the trail with its AI Act expected to be approved later this year. So you will see what legally gets done. But it's obviously, I think as well, is what, you're seeing on the public level, you could see it push further. Because the main thing as far as for it, how it can be used is, what I'm thinking of is the things like Project Bluebeam, where they've essentially development over the course like a few years from what you're seeing before to like now of like voices and like making shit that didn't happen. That shit can be used for hella things. Can be used against brothers to, you know, obviously brothers post videos online. So just like with like celebrities and whatnot, where they'll have all those like backlogs to kind of build the profiles out of, and they can use that and then try and, you know, make it look like brothers are doing certain things when they're not, or saying certain things when they're not. And then if it develops that level privately, you know, or within certain companies, then, you know, they can start doing a madness. Then obviously with, like, you know, world leaders and whatnot, we'll kind of, you know, we'll see how it gets utilized. Because if it gets to the point where you ain't easily able to tell, then confusion will be at its peak. But these things, you know, is Esau trying to essentially be like, okay, yeah, he's trying to maximize out of what he's got, to really try and put himself on a godlike level, man. That's why these guys are trying to live forever. The bounds, you know, that have been set, they're trying everything in their power to go around it, because they basically want to, you know, become superhuman, man. Because I think there was okay. So what does it say? It says more than 1,000 researchers and technologists, including Elon Musk, had signed a much longer letter earlier this year calling for a 6-month pause in AI development, saying it poses profound risks to society and humanity. That letter was a response to OpenAI's release of new AI model GPT-4, but leaders at OpenAI, its partner, Microsoft, and rival Google didn't sign on and rejected the call for a voluntary industry pause. By contrast, yeah, I think Microsoft and Google are playing catch up, because I think they bought OpenAI, or one, no, I think they bought one of them, and then Google was developing their own, but apparently it was flopping. But I know, Microsoft started implementing the technology in Bing in their search engine. But it says, by contrast, the latest statement was endorsed by Microsoft's chief technology and science officers, as well as Demis Hassabis, CEO of Google's AI research lab DeepMind, and 2 Google executives who lead its AI policy efforts. This statement doesn't propose specific remedies, but some, including Norman, have proposed an international regulator along the lines of the UN Nuclear Agency. So yeah, now is you know, where the dangers are coming up. But the thing is as well as the extent to which it's been pushed out there isn't really known anyhow. How, you know, far it's been pushed in private as well. It'll be military technology where they would have been pushing it, because they need to be ahead of the game to then know if they're not getting shafted by other people. So they're gonna have a whole different scale than what you're seeing. But it's you know, all this discussion around it is like they're thinking, you know, they're gonna attain that, you know, that high level, that super level of you know, of technology through this. So Ezekiel 28:2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Most High Power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God, thou hast set thine heart as a heart of God. And that's what he's trying to do. Because with, you know, with his capability, you know, to atomic capabilities, nuclear capabilities, just trying to be like what? Trying to be like the Most High, passing judgment, man. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah got raised. Esau's like, yo, okay, I've got the capability to raise. He's basically able to go out and establish his own order upon the earth presently. But he's thinking to extend that forever, to basically hit on a level where he'll never have to, be taken down. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches. Yeah, he's wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that can be hid. Esau's got the means. He's been given the means to push out other things. Because why? Now we're in a time of the end, where all the prophecies need to be fulfilled. The things that were seen, thousands of years back and not understood, now we're able to break them down, man. As implants and different technologies, nuclear ICBMs, nuclear warheads, atmospheric re-entry, silos, nuclear submarine, these things. Now we have the terms to describe them. We can see what that's, all this wisdom has been given. These things are spoken of, and they need to be fulfilled. But then what? Just because you've attained that doesn't then mean you're basically going to be established forever. It's now you're still serving your purpose. Because says what? And it's gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So yeah, you've basically been able to establish yourself. You've been able to what was the word? With that traffic, with that business. That's a big cornerstone of how Esau's built himself up. And you go into Revelation, it says as well, like these these different nations, they're gonna be lamentating when America gets destroyed, because why? That capability to make money was a big draw. But then this as well, Revelation 13. 3, it says, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Yeah. So that Roman Empire, there was that time was taken down, there was smoke, they got put on smash, and then what? They the deadly wound was healed, man. These guys are resuscitated. They had the Renaissance. Esau came back into power, was able to establish himself, and then what? The whole world wondered after him, man. Everyone was marveling at him. Just as how John the Revelator marveled when he saw the woman. The whole world marvels after the beast, man. They're besotted by it, man. They're all invested in it, like damn. And that's a big part of why that Charugma's gonna go out, that mark. People are gonna be down, because why? They're already within the image, man. They're already in the beast image. That's just the physical manifestation of it. But then what it says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a fall in the way first, and a man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. But yeah, now we're in a time where what? That man's been revealed. And then with him being revealed, then what? That's why we're able to piece it together. Jake be like, oh, why did slavery happen? Why are these white people ruling? Like, what's going on? How come these guys how come other people can establish themselves, but Jake is still, taking the first steps? All these things that, you can't piece it together unless you know who you are, who your enemy is. And you piece it together, it's like, it can start to make sense. So now it's where, it's done been revealed who Esau is. The role the so-called white man has to play, man. And then what it says, who opposeth exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And yeah, that's what's been done. Esau's basically painting his image over Yahweh while Yahweh shy. And then what's that resulting? Confusion. Because then it's just like, yo, you looking like, yo, this guy is every, like, where, you be thinking, where do we even fit in, man? All these historical figures, they're all white. But then what? That's part of Esau establishing himself on earth. But then what does it say? Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So yeah, just as back then the mystery of iniquity had already worked. The Romans were already there. Esau was already established. You know, laying the smackdown on Judea. And then, you know, it was the full smackdown was laid in 70 AD. But then what would it say? And then until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Yeah. So all the lies are going to be revealed, man. All that, like, them lying wonders are a big part, man, of why, you know, people marvel, because they're caught in, like, they just see, like, yo. And as well, it's like a lot of these technologies, these things were achieved in the ancient world, but Esau's just gonna flip it to like, oh yeah, you know, we just, as soon as industrialization happened, then, you know, all everything in the old world became obsolete, became dead food, and it was, you know, these like, nah, these guys are retards, I don't know what's going on. It's like, oh, people only started, you know, knowing how to conduct themselves, in what do you call it? Started knowing how to conduct themselves when, you know, when Esau came down and started you know, cleaning everyone up. Went to the Americas, and these guys, you know, were eating shit and you know, sacrificing, man. Obviously they were bugged out. You know, certain of them over there were bugged the fuck out. But then the way Esau deals with the world, there's a reason why, you know, the seeders are gonna rejoice. Cause why? Cause how Esau engages with the world, he's destructive, man. Said what if the days weren't shortened, there'll be no flesh left to be saved. Yeah. Now you got it where there ain't gonna be no men left, cause they're all gonna be women, man. They're all gonna make themselves into women, and there'll be no men left on the planet Earth, man. Yeah. That's how, you know, that's how this shit's going nowadays, man. It's a madness, bro. But what does it say? With all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, and that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Yeah, there's those that have been set to stay confused, you know, stay in that stupor and be taken in it. Because why? They couldn't get with the truth. They had it delivered to them on a plate. It was that good nutritional meal. They had to get down, man. They had to eat the roll. They had to drink the water. They had to drink, you know, their own cisterns. But they couldn't. So then they got left with that delusion. And there's a lot of people in the world under that delusion, man. But as far as for the elect, it's real simple, man. John 8:32 says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Yeah, that's it. You need that truth, man. That's how you can, you know, break through Esau's lies. That's the only means you can pull this apart by. Because whenever Esau's taught, it's like you have to think, like, what's the goal, man? What's he trying to achieve? What is it? Cui bono, man. Who benefits? You see, Esau benefits, man. People out there like, oh my god, AI, what are we gonna? Then, you know, Neuralink just got their FDA approval, and then people think like, damn, you know, we can be merging with AI. We can utilize that. It's like we're gonna be on an even more super level, man. But that's all that delusion, man. That's all the lies, and that's what's gonna be torn down, man, by the truth. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Shalom, shalom. Shalom.